Action.
Okay, so when you walk into your stay boardroom, you're going to be already paired up into what room and who's the proctor you're going to be with. When you walk in, there's going to be a counter. This table, it's going to be a little higher because this table is going to be under the counter, and then there's going to be a stool under that table. Some proctors will let you sit between, like, different services you're doing. Some won't, so they'll let you know whether or not you can. So you walk in, you come to your table, you pull out your working table, we'll call it, and then you put your suitcase. You put your suitcase underneath your counter. And I put mine so the flap will have to lean on my leg because it'll just remind you have to close it in between.
Smarty.
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that they're going to read to you is you will prepare and set up your work area for your client. You will set up the universal supplies that you will use throughout the examination. You will also set up for cleansing the face with product, exfoliating the face with product using facial brush and including towel steaming, and massaging the face with product. Prepare your client for the services. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 15 minutes to complete the section. You'll be reminded when you have 8 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to, oh, sorry, my ankle. You're going to open this, and you're going to see your head in here, and inside of the bucket, there's going to be one tissue and your disinfectant. So those are the first thing you're going to take out. You're also going to have a binder like this on your table because you're going to follow along. We'll read it twice. So you just work around the binder. So we're gonna disinfect our area. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong. It's all wrong. Very first thing you're gonna do is set up your trash can. Cut, re-roll. Very first thing you're gonna do is set up your trash can and your soiled laundry bag because you need something to throw your trash in. Okay, so
that's in there, like something like that?
Yeah, it'll just be laying on top. Okay, so then we take this disinfect. Yours will probably be labeled Cavicide, and then I just went under my book and everything.
Is this still step 1 or is this step 2?
This is in this, that we're in the same section, so this is your very first.
This is setup.
Yeah. So then you just throw that away and set this over here, and then you're gonna want to get out your universal supply bag. So in your universal supply bag, you have your hand sanitizer, you have extra paper towels, you have your first aid kit, and you have your water, and you want to set all those up. And then when you throw away your bag, the easiest way, honestly, to take up the least amount of space is to roll it up and just throw it in there. Don't touch it to your body. Like, don't be touching everything everywhere.
Don't keep touching.
Okay, so next thing you want to do, you can take your doll head is in a bag in your suitcase. You can take it out of the bag while it's still in there to put it in after. But say you forget and you just take it out, then you just throw it away. Anything that comes out of this suitcase doesn't go back in this suitcase. So we take out our doll head and we take out our soiled implements container. Make sure the label for your soiled implements container is facing out. So we'll pretend this says soiled implements. We take this, throw away the bag, and then we go in and we get our supplies. So this is the last step before we set everything up. So we're gonna take out our first client bag. It has the bowl in it. Set it down. And you're gonna open up your draping bag and you're gonna get out 3 towels and 1 headband and just set them down. And then when we're done, this is when you zip up your suitcase because we're done using it and we're about to touch a bunch of sanitized stuff. So we're gonna sanitize our hands and then set up our doll. So, and if you ever have to touch your face or anything, just sanitize. Or if you touch your body. Okay.
Do I
can't-
refer
you
to
can't
as
over-
a client bag?
First client bag, yeah.
First client bag.
Okay, so they say you can't over sanitize, but when I was in there, people were sanitizing like all the time, so she was just like, perform it like you would a normal client, because then it just makes you look like you don't
Draws
know
more attention
when.
to yourself. Okay.
So when we're draping, we're gonna want to put our headband on, and we're gonna want to show as much forehead as possible with as least amount of hair. And remember to drape low so you get the nape of the neck. So first we're going to pillow on the neck. Then we're gonna put our blanket down,
Oh, stop yourself.
and then that's gonna help anchor the head in there. And then you're gonna tuck them in. And then we're gonna put it on the opposite side of our trash can, because then it'll be easier. We're not pouring things on our hands over our doll head. So then we're gonna lay down this towel. You don't have to have a towel here because we did sanitize the area. It's just nice, I don't know.
But it comes in the kit, correct?
It comes in the kit, yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna set everything up. So for your first client, we're gonna do, as they said, cleansing the face, exfoliating the face, and massaging the face. So I set up everything in order and what they're grouped with, so I never get confused on what I'm doing. So I'll explain that. We're gonna have your towels to remove product. And then for cleansing the face, you're gonna need your cleanser, and you're gonna need astringent. And you're gonna need 1 cotton pad. Then for exfoliating, you're gonna need your bowl with your towel in it, because it's our steam towel. You're gonna need your facial brush. You're going to need a cotton pad because we're gonna remove any residual. You're gonna need your exfoliating product and a cuppy with a makeup sponge. So those are all together, so I'm never gonna forget. I'm never gonna be like, wait, do I need to put astringent on after? Because no, it's in a different section. Then your massage cream for your last service. Again, get this out of the way. If you ever touch your trash can, sanitize. If you ever touch your clothes, sanitize. Anything like that. Okay, so then we're all set up. We sanitize, bring our sanitizer over, and step back. And then you wait for instructions. So next they're gonna say, you will now perform cleansing of the face with product. You are expected to follow all client protections, safety and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section, and you will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. Every time they say you may begin, you step forward and you sanitize. Every time before you step back and you sanitize, then step back. Once you step back and sanitize, you cannot step forward again. So if you forgot to remove something or whatever it may be, don't go back.
Really?
You can't. Yeah, you can't go back. Yeah. So
It, like,
you step
seals
forward.
the deal, seals your fate.
Step forward and sanitize, and we're gonna start cleansing. So don't touch the tip of your bottles to your finger, and only get a little, because we're first gonna cleanse the eyes. So place it around the eyes and do a couple circles, temple friction, feather off, and then we're going to remove it. And when you remove it, you're going to want to remove, you don't really have to make perfect mitts or anything, as long as they're not flapping all over the person's face, and you're just going to remove it gently. Okay, then we ball it up nice and small because we don't want to make our trash can too full. And then we're going to take our cleanser again, and we're going to cleanse the lips. So also, little area, you don't need a ton. It's just going to be longer and harder for you to remove. So then tap it on the lips, and then kind of scissor the lips, if you will, a few times. And then we're going to remove it. And when you remove the lips, you want to brace on one side and then push forward. So what that looks like is you're going to hold one side and then push in, hold this side and then push in until all of your cleanser is removed. Ball that up, and then we're going to go through cleansing the whole face. Question? And so we're doing the whole face, so you still see I'm using very little product just because you're gonna have to remove all of this off this
Less
person's
is more.
face. Yeah. So then put it all over the face, do like one spreading movement to get it everywhere, and then we're just gonna do circles on the face.
So they don't want you to do the whole shebang.
Mm-mm. The only time you're going to have to do the whole shebang is for the massage. And you don't even have to do the school's massage, you just have to get all of your, yeah. You could go around the nose if you wanted to. Temple friction and off.
This was your first cleanse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You only do one cleanse. You're not double cleansing this person. You're just taking off the makeup and then cleansing their skin. And then we go into the next section.
And it doesn't matter how you apply it and take it off and all that.
All it takes
As long as it's not like super messy. Okay, so then we're going to.
They're looking for sanitation.
Yeah,
So,
they don't look for technique. And you see how I'm like kind of resting her, like pushing her towards my leg, but it's like inconspicuous. The tables are uneven, just like our tables. So she's gonna slide around everywhere. Make sure you just like brace her on yourself, and make sure you get under her chin and under her nose because you don't want any product. And you can see I'm wiping my hands off a little bit because your hands are gonna get kind of gross.
I'll put her in a baby Bjorn. There she is.
All right, so then after that, we're going to take astringent. And you see I'm never touching the exact tip. You just always want to work at the base of the tip. And then we're just...
And what happens if you accidentally do that? If you touch the tip?
You're going to be in a room with 7 other people, so chances are she might not see it.
Okay.
Okay,
But if you do, what do you clean it with? Like
Your
pretend.
disinfectant.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
how many dings can you get in
I
this
don't know.
procedure?
I don't know. Well, in the book,
Do
actually...
they not tell you if you fail, why you
There's
fail?
There's 8 different ones. Yeah. Okay, so then we finish with the astringent, sanitize, and step back. And then you wait for further instructions. Once everybody's finished, they'll say everybody has finished this section of the examination. We'll now proceed to the next section of the examination. You will now perform exfoliating the face with product using facial brush and including towel steaming. You will have 10 minutes to complete this service. You will be reminded when you have 5 minutes remaining. Please follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures.
And enjoy your flight.
Step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. So we step forward, sanitize our hands. When we're doing exfoliation, we're going to take our exfoliating product and put it in a cuppy. And put it in a cuppy. And you see, I'm not using that much. Like, if you guys pour the whole thing in there and then get it everywhere, it's just going to make it more difficult for you to get off. So you take your little sponge, and then you just put it all over the face.
We can remember this motto: keep it lean, keep it clean.
Right.
You like that?
And then you do want to get up the upper lip. And then you just throw that away, and then we're going to go right into our facial brush. So where you start, you finish. So I always say start on the forehead, end on the forehead. I'm going to hold her head, and then circular motions, bring it down on the cheek, going to go up the nose, gentle around the lip, tilt the brush out. You don't want the bristles going into her nose. Scrub the chin. Around right this cheek, other side of the nose, back around, and on the forehead. So you can either set this on your SMA or you can put it in your soiled implements box. If you put it in your soiled implements box, you have to sanitize after. If you put it on your SMA, you're gonna have to sanitize next after. Anyways, for the towel steaming. So I just recommend getting it out of the way. So now after facial brush, we're going right into towel steaming. So you have to sanitize your hands again and your wrists.
Is all of it's literally that quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't really need 10 minutes. But
No.
No,
That's what I'm saying. That made
Most
me
people
nervous.
are done in like 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
So make sure you sanitize your wrists, and then you're gonna take your towel. I always recommend, even if you get your towel wet at the kit company, to wet it over your trash can, not to bring attention to yourself. Because if they don't see you wet it, they're gonna assume it's dry, and they're gonna come up to you and touch your towel.
You don't want them even.
And you
looking
don't
at you.
want them to take a double look at you. So take your towel and don't swing it around like you're like giving surrender, you know. You just take your towel, squeeze some water on it, over your trash can.
Sounds horrifying. People sound.
No, it's not that bad. It's just a stressful day, so shake it
So
out
it
a
doesn't
little
have to be
bit.
soaking
She
wet,
cried her eyes out.
just as long as it's wet.
She
Yeah,
passed.
yeah.
She was like,
So we're just literally going through the motions.
Yeah.
It's not.
And so then we're gonna test our towel, test the temperature, and then we're gonna wrap her face. Leave her mouth or her nose open. You can leave both if you want. Do your little fortune cookie, and then just go into removal.
And you're removing the cleanser.
You're removing the exfoliation. Alright, and then we just put this back in the bowl, and then we have to wipe off any residual products. So just in case there's any particles left over, you just take this dry. Everyone forgets that. Use this dry, and then just wipe anything extra off. Toss that out, sanitize, and step back. Okay?
Done's out.
Yeah. And then you're going to go into massaging the face with product. So you will now perform massaging of the face with product. You are expected to follow all client protection, safety, and control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. So we step forward, we sanitize, and then you want enough product on your hands for this to massage for 5 full minutes without your face getting dry.
Oh,
My
come on
face
now.
looked dry, and she came up to me and swiped my nose.
Is there a clock that you can look at?
No, she'll tell
They let
you.
you know?
Yeah, so you're not gonna do tapotement until, so you wanna hit petrissage, friction, effleurage, and tapotement. You're not gonna do tapotement until the proctor calls 5 minutes. So you're just gonna go through your massage routine over and over again until you hit 5 minutes. And 5 minutes feels like an hour when you're in there. Just warning you right now.
Oh my god.
So I take like a nice quarter-sized dollop, spread that in my hands.
Yeah, and once you run out, you can't reapply the product. You have to take it from the beginning.
So then we're gonna put it on the face, do a spreading movement, and then we're just gonna go into our massage. So X is on the forehead, down, temples, jaw. X is on the forehead. And when you're doing the massage routine, you don't want to take your hands off. You see how I'm only sliding? I have one hand on at all times, or else you'll get docked.
Never lose contact. Yeah.
Never lose contact. Go into your half moons. I went through my massage routine like 3 times, so go slow. And then we'll go into pinching the eyebrows and really make it look like you're pinching the eyebrows. None of this. What is that? You don't know. So you really want to be a little bit extra in the fact that, hey, I'm pinching this girl's eyebrows. Just keep pinching, just keep pinching.
It's very believable. I can feel it.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad. And then you would just start over once you go through that.
Until she gives you that 5 minutes.
Until she calls, you now have 5 minutes remaining, then you do your tapotement.
For 5 minutes?
No. You do your tapotement, you get all over the face. Don't do it on the nose, so if you want to go over the nose, just do these nice little swipes. Nobody likes to be tapped on their nose. And then you just go into removal. Your question?
I don't even remember anymore. Sorry.
And you can see, like, my hands are nasty right now. Don't worry about your hands, like, just get through it. You're going to wipe them off with these after. So then we just go into removal. Make sure to get everything off. So make sure to check by the ears, under the nose, under the chin, where all your product hides.
So the 10-minute window isn't, so it's the massage and chipotle including product removal, you need to be completely done within your 10-minute window.
Yeah.
So that's
But
why
when
you
she
say
calls-
when she calls 5, you do your chipotle, because
Yeah.
then you've done everything else.
Yeah.
And remove, okay.
Sanitize and step back. And that's your first client. So that's the easy one. You have a question?
Oh no, I was just
Oh.
clicking the fly.
Okay, so now they'll say you have 5 minutes to break down and properly dispose of the supplies used in the previous section of this examination. You will be informed when you have 2 minutes remaining. Do not set up or demonstrate any services until the verbal instructions have been read and you are instructed to begin. You may begin. So what she means is don't set up for your second client. And I guarantee you will have people that you're testing with set up for their second client and she'll yell at them. So just don't be one of those people. Okay, so first thing you do, you step forward. All this stuff's dirty, so this is like the one time in your exam you don't have to sanitize because you're just touching all dirty stuff. So you take your towel out, and you can sanitize if you want, just to keep your rhythm going. Don't be afraid to sanitize. So take your towel out and put all your products in here. Tag that. Put it in your soiled implements container. Move your hand sanitizer over and undress your client.
Throw her up.
Lay her back down, because if you stand her up in the next section, when you have to start moving this all over the place, you're just gonna be like, oh shit. Like, what if your client head falls on the ground? So then you wrap all this up in a cute little ball, and then you put it in your.
So does that just lay on the floor? The
Yeah.
hamper thing?
Mhm.
That's fine.
Because it's dirty.
Yeah. And then you sanitize and you step back. Okay, so now the next part, I want you guys to really pay attention to what I'm going to do, because this is the part everybody gets confused on. So it's not uncommon. If you're confused with it, I can show you again. So don't worry. Okay. You will prepare your work area for a new client. You will also prepare your client for services. You will set up your work area with the universal supplies that you will use for the remainder of the examination. You will also set up your work area for the following sections of the examination: hair removal of the eyebrows using tweezing and simulated soft wax, microdermabrasion, facial mask, facial makeup, and eyelash enhancement. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You'll have 15 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 8 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. So, our whole work area is dirty from our first client. So the very first thing we have to do is clean and disinfect our work area. So my suggestion is move everything from your counter to your working table.
Oh, fly.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna move all your dirty stuff over. Your hand sanitizer, your head, your water, the disinfectant, and first aid. So you see my paper towels are still sitting here. We don't want to set our paper towels on another dirty table. So we're just going to take that bottom towel that's been sitting there and open it up to set our new paper towels on. So they're safe. And then we're going to go in and disinfect. So disinfect this table. Wipe it down. With this same paper towel in your hand, do not feel the need to respray it, whatever. It's already sprayed on. You have cleanser on it. Go ahead and wipe your disinfectant, and we're going to move everything from our counter back, or from our working table back to our counter. So disinfectant, boom. Water, clean it. Hand sanitizer, clean
Anxiety
it.
just watching this.
It'll get easier the more you do it.
For at least send the video.
Watch
Post
that.
it on
or
YouTube.
Wipe the bottom of this off. Move that over. Wipe this off. Move that over, making sure your label's still out front. Throw this paper towel away. And then take all your clean paper towels sitting on our paper towel here and move it over. Take our disinfectant and clean this table with our leftover paper towel.
Check you out.
Yeah,
All
buddy.
efficient and stuff.
And then we're touching this with a still dirty hand, so we're just gonna wipe this off one more time, one more again. Then we're going to throw that away, sanitize, And no, not step back, because we're going right into setting up for our second client. So we're gonna go in, get our 3 towels, a headband, and our makeup apron, and then our second client bag. So we're gonna unzip. Take out our second client bag, set it down, and then take out all of our stuff. 3 towels and a makeup apron. And then we're gonna zip our thing back, our suitcase back up. Sanitize. And then we're gonna start setting up our
We
doll
only
bed.
have 2 clients?
Mhm.
Okay, well that's good news.
Yeah.
2 clients, 1 head.
Yeah. So then we're gonna start setting up. So we're going to put on her headband.
Does it matter how you handle the head?
No. They won't have hair either, so you
Okay.
can't like grab them.
So not
No,
to be
they're gonna be, like,
please
all
do not pick your
shaved.
client up by the hair. Like, please treat
No.
your client
So
with
remember,
respect.
drape low. You want to get the hair from the nape of the neck, and
Pull back.
Do we have to wear an apron?
you don't have to. You can rent a smock for $5 from the same kit company, but you don't.
You
have
can't
to.
wear your own?
You can. Well, I mean, nobody wears aprons. They wear smocks.
Okay,
Yeah.
proper smocks.
Okay, so then first, what do we do?
Put that in
Pillow,
the base. Yeah.
blanket, tuck little
Betty.
Jackie V in.
She's from Venice.
It's so weird. It's Jackie V.
Really?
Yeah, Jacqueline Villiers. It's so weird.
Okay, so then after we tuck her in, we're gonna take our apron, and then you're going to want to drape her in the apron,
No.
but you're going to want to leave like an inch or so of this white towel.
Like a Bible.
Yeah, and then you just tuck all the sides in, nice and snug,
At least we don't have to use like Sanex strips,
right? And then we set up our little SMA. So now we're gonna go into setting up what's in our second client bag. It's gonna look really intimidating. There are a lot of moving parts to the second client, but just take it step by step and you'll be completely fine. First thing to take out, your eyelash enhancement bag, just set it over here. You don't need to set that up yet. And then take out your makeup bag and set it up over here as well. You don't need to set those up yet. We're gonna be doing tweezing, waxing, microdermabrasion, and facial mask right now. That's all we wanna set up on our table, and it's already a lot. So I just take out my microdermabrasion machine, take out my goggles and my mask, and I just group everything together so you don't confuse yourself. You're gonna need a pair of gloves. You're going to need degreaser, which in the real world would be considered your prepping solution to dry out the skin. You're gonna apply that with a makeup wedge. You're gonna have a ton of cotton. And then we're gonna set up for waxing. So waxing, I need antiseptic, post-epilation, some waxing sticks, this guy, cellulose cotton, if you will, a cuppy, drying eyebrow product, which is just a cotton ball in a container,
Fancy.
more gloves, which I'm hoping are size medium, wax strips,
Oh my god, it peels.
your tweezers. Yeah, there is.
I'm gonna be like, what the front door?
And then, what is this? Oh, astringent. This is for your facial mask. Astringent, your mask, and your moisturizer. A fan brush, and a cuppy. And I forgot the wax in here for waxing, you know. There's more strips in here than you need. You'll only need 2 waxing strips, but they'll give you extra. So then we're gonna get rid of this bag. Remember, we want it to be as little as possible. So scrunch it up, put it in, sanitize, bring your sanitizer over and step back. Okay? I know.
And
a lot
and
of
then-
moving
and then
parts.
weep.
There's a lot of moving parts, but it's okay because we can, I mean, I'll be here the 25th and 6th, so we'll go over more like what's in each bag. Everything is labeled what's in each bag here, so you get an idea of it.
Maybe we can itemize the grouping for each procedure too,
Yeah.
like, so you can study that,
Mhm.
what you need.
Yeah,
And you'll
For
be here
sure.
at night too, so if we wanted to come in at night to work
Right.
with you.
not till the 15th.
Well, we have our address,
Or
right?
till,
Yeah,
Like on a
just come over and,
Saturday.
like, hang out with you, smoke
Yeah.
pot and like breakfast state board.
you're right.
We've got champagne. Yeah.
Okay, so the very first section of this is going to be the hair removal. So they're going to read, you will perform hair removal of the eyebrows by tweezing and using simulated soft wax. You will demonstrate hair removal from one eyebrow by tweezing, and you will demonstrate hair removal from the other eyebrow by using simulated soft wax. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will be instructed individually by the examiner to demonstrate the tweezing and soft wax procedures. This is an untimed section. Do not begin hair removal until you are instructed to do so by the examiner. So, typically, she'll start in the back of the room, and then she'll be like, okay, please perform tweezing. And she'll wait until you're almost done with both procedures, and then move on to the next person, and then go through like that. So once she tells me, all right, start by tweezing, I'm going to step forward, and the first thing I'm going to do is put on my gloves.
Oh god.
The first thing I'm going to do is put on my gloves, because if I sanitize first, it's going to take you a lot longer to put on these gloves. So put on your gloves and then sanitize.
It's gonna be me going, fuck.
They're powder latex gloves too, so if you have latex allergies or whatever, just let Joanna know, or Giovanna or whatever. Okay, so you're gonna come in and then you have sanitized your hands, and then we're gonna start by tweezing. So we're gonna start with antiseptic. Take a cotton, and you notice how I'm putting all of my products over the trash can. I'm not going like this over my doll head, because if I just like, ooh, oh sorry girl, you know,
Your vision may or may not come back.
Right.
So you might
good thing I got that insurance at the student price. So we're gonna apply our antiseptic, and we're gonna run it around the eyebrow. I do it on the eyebrow. That's gonna be more difficult for me, because waxing, I'm gonna have to position myself like this to brace and wax. So I do it, because if I had to brace and wax on this side, you see how it's a lot harder. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this eyebrow. We're gonna apply the antiseptic, we're gonna throw it away, and we're gonna start tweezing. We take this guy, our cellulose cotton, and we're gonna wrap it around like a cute little ring. And then we're going to brace the eyebrow, and then we're gonna tweeze. You can tweeze from the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter. She'll probably have you pull out 3 or 4 hairs and then tell you to move on.
Hair from
Wait,
where?
are there actual hairs
No.
on it?
No.
Just
Don't.
Fucking
So when
imaginary.
you're simulating this, just like you wouldn't in the real world, you're not gonna pick from right in the middle of her eyebrow. You're gonna pick
Go
from
on the arch,
underneath
or,
it,
yeah.
and you're gonna follow the growth of the hair. I'm not gonna pick and pull this way,
Right.
because her eyebrows are clearly growing this way.
Okay.
So we're gonna hold the eyebrow and pinch, set it on here. Pinch, set it on here. Pinch, set it on here. And then she'll be like, okay, move on to waxing, and then you'll set this down.
So they're gonna stare at you like directly?
Yeah, they're gonna be right up in your face.
Oh,
And you see, she
God
told me
almighty.
to move on to waxing, but I am not finished with my tweezing procedure. I have to apply antiseptic again. So I'm going to take my antiseptic, put it on, and apply it to that tweezed eyebrow. We need to put antiseptic on again. They try and trick you. We throw that away. Now we're gonna start on our waxing eyebrow. Same, we gotta put antiseptic first. So I'm gonna put antiseptic on a different cotton pad. Don't use the same one. And we're just gonna go ahead and apply that. You notice I didn't sanitize between services, because it's the same client, it's the same face. I don't have to sanitize. And people were, and she kept saying like, just move on with your services as you would. And I was like, so I touched my trash can just to, like, if I ever felt nervous, I would just be like, oh, oops.
Just in case.
Yeah. Okay, so we've applied the antiseptic. Now we're going to dry the area because, as you know, even in the real world, we can't wax over a wet surface. So take that,
Oh dang.
dry it
Basura.
in the trash. And now we're going to prepare our wax. So we're going to open our wax pot, which is petroleum jelly. We're going to take out some wax and then put it in a cuppy. And then throw this stick away. And then close your wax pot. And then we're going to take another wax stick, and we have to test the wax so we know we're not going to burn her. So, ooh, perfect temperature. Love my new wax pot. And then we take a wax strip, put it on, and wax it off.
Swear to God.
Yeah. And now we take another stick.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, this is like.
You know what? This is the point where I'm gonna slip her 100 and just be like, we're cool, right? I fucking don't.
So then we take another stick and we have the wax on, and we want to go. It's easier, honestly, to wax the top of the eyebrow. So just go in, and it doesn't matter if you're buttering it. You just want to make sure you get the full length of the eyebrow and you're not in the eyebrow hair. So I'm just gonna hold the eyebrow and put it all the way down, the whole length of the eyebrow. Make sure all of that is down. And then throw these away. We're done with eyebrow hairs. And then we're going to take a wax strip and you're going to put it on the whole eyebrow. You don't have to do it in sections. You're not going to go back a bunch of times and remove any extra wax. No, we're going to put it all on. Make sure you rip with the hair growth, and you want to show that you're bracing the area. So I brace the area, I take this and then pull it off.
Did I hurt you, ma'am?
You don't have to throw your finger on and like put pressure. No, you don't have to do that.
You said to wax against the growth.
No, you put the wax on with the growth.
Right.
Yeah, and then wax
Okay.
against
Okay.
it.
Because I was like.
Yeah,
okay.
so after we take the wax off, we're gonna put our trusty
Astringent.
front
Antiseptic.
antiseptic. Because you have an antiseptic and an astringent in this bag, do not get confused. Antiseptic goes with wax, astringent goes with mask, because everybody gets confused with it. Okay, so we're gonna put antiseptic on. Close it. Close it.
Yeah, those are easily switchable if you're not paying attention, then, aren't they?
Yeah. And then after that, we're gonna put post-epilation on. So, and at this point, before you put these on, she'll have already moved on to the next person, but she's still watching you to make sure you do these. Like a sick game.
Is there one person watching each person?
No. It's
Thank
one.
God for that.
Well, oh yeah, that during this point, they're coming up. She's coming up individually to you, but for the whole thing, it's one proctor to 8 people.
Mm.
So we take that off, and then take off your gloves. People love to forget their gloves on. And then throw them away, sanitize, and step back. Okay? So now, we will perform microdermabrasion. You will demonstrate horizontal and vertical strokes on the forehead. We're only working on the forehead. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section, and you will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin. So, we're going to step forward. Oh, we're going to step forward and sanitize for this one. And look, my hands are getting all like pilly and gross because I'm sanitizing them
Just
so much.
deal
And
with
there's
it.
a ton.
And
Yeah.
over the cleanser and everything.
Yeah, and I kept wiping my, like when I stepped back, I kept wiping my hands on my pants, and I didn't realize they had powder in them, so I had like, looked like a paint
You look like
explosion.
a crime scene. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But then at that point you have to sanitize again, huh? Because you touched
No,
your
because
stuff?
I was stepped back. I was sitting down in my chair, like waiting for everybody else, and I'm just like trying to wipe off my hands inconspicuous inconspicuously.
But giving yourself away at the same
But
time.
yeah. So you
I'll have
come
like
forward.
handprints on my titties.
I know.
You come forward and you sanitize.
I did not touch myself.
And we're going to start by prepping the skin for microdermabrasion. So we're gonna take our degreaser,
Oh my god.
put it in the cup, and then take our little makeup sponge, dip it in, and we're just gonna swipe it up on the forehead. Because remember, we are only doing microdermabrasion on the forehead.
Thank God.
Yeah. And then you throw that away, and then you're gonna dry that off. Because like in real life, we can't use microdermabrasion on wet skin. So just dry her off. And then we're gonna protect our client before we protect ourselves in every situation, okay? So we're gonna take 2 iPads or 2 cotton rounds. These are already moist for reasons I am unaware. And we're gonna cover her. But if they're not, you
We
can
want
use
some
your
moist in
water.
there.
Yeah, because then they'll just like fall off. Okay, so then we're gonna protect ourselves. We're gonna start from the top down because if I put gloves on right now and then I put glasses on and I put a mask on, I'm touching my clean gloves with my hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my so stylish glasses
So
on.
nice.
Thank you. Then I'm gonna put on my mask.
For real ski? We don't use those here.
Yeah, for real, in this we're going to. So we're gonna get all prepared. Put this on. Then I'm gonna put my gloves on. Oh, and you see how I'm fogging up? That happened to me in state board, so I was kind of working blindly.
Oh my god.
So
But you can't leave your nose out? Oh, you
no,
cover
you
everything.
can't. You have to cover it. But if you wear glasses, you can just wear glasses. You don't have to wear these. Or if you have fake
Oh.
glasses.
Oh, perfect. I'll just wear my glasses.
Yeah. Okay, so then we put our gloves on, sanitize the gloves, and then we're gonna take our microdermabrasion machine, and we're gonna put that over our neck and then under the pit. Or if you guys want, you can have it like this, but this is just more comfortable. Okay, then we're gonna go horizontal, vertical first. So pull towards you first, and you wanna make sure that you're bracing. So, at this point, I am completely fogged up. So, then I'm gonna split the forehead into 2 sections to do this.
I'm frightened, Danny Ann. I'm frightened.
Okay, so then at this point, I'm going to drop my microdermabrasion machine because I'm done, and I'm gonna wipe off any, because we're using particle microdermabrasion, I'm gonna wipe off anything that's left on the forehead. So we're gonna take a dry cotton again, just like in the exfoliation, just wipe everything off, and throw that away. And now we can undress ourselves. So take your gloves off, take your goggles off, put them in here, take your mask off, put it in there. Take your microdermabrasion machine off. You're going to have to take the tip off, so just take that off. Just like that, just the tip. And we're gonna put that in there. And then because I touched this soiled implements container, I gotta sanitize to take off her iPads. And then sanitize and set back. Okay? Now, mask, which is really easy after you've just done those 2. So it'll say, you will apply the facial mask and conclude facial service. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete the section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate that you have finished. You may begin. So step forward, sanitize.
Oh jeez, Sephora's rolling.
Okay, so then we're gonna get our little cuppy and our mask product, and you're gonna your mask product is going to be like a lotiony consistency.
A creamy.
Cream. It's going to be so creamy.
Oh, I like
Yeah, it's smooth.
Okay. And then you're gonna take your fan brush, and you're gonna apply the mask. You want to apply as evenly as possible, and you don't want to get it on the lips or in the eyebrows. So try and apply it like, I don't know, a business card with somebody wearing a mask on it.
So what is that, like lotion,
Yeah,
basically?
yeah, this is lotion for sure. So we just go ahead and apply it. You do want to apply, you see how I'm holding it not over her head and doing this? I'm holding it to the side, and I'm also using my hand to brace. And you want to apply it on the upper lip, so just be careful. Down the nose, in between the eyebrows. And their faces are abnormally small, so just like be careful when you're working around them. Okay, so then you just throw away your mask product, put your mask brush in here, sanitize because we touched that. And then you just go straight into removing it. You'll have 3 large cotton rounds to remove it, so they'll be like this big. You can remove them in any fashion that you want. I'll wet like my first 2 and then use the last one dry. So I'll just put a little water. These are, again, already moistened. And then I'll just go in and remove. And you want to remove all the masks. So again, pay attention to underneath the chin, around the lips, in the nose. So if you have to get in the nose, don't go like this.
No, are you
No.
sure? Not with
Yeah.
your finger, like your pinky, get
No.
all up in there.
So you're just going to do it like real inconspicuously, like when you're wiping the top lip, you just kind of turn it towards the inner nose. And make sure you get all around the jawline. And I'm just going to go in with my last cotton and wipe anything else. After this, we're going to apply astringent. So we'll put that on the cotton. Apply some astringent, and then we're gonna follow it up with moisturizer. So when you're doing moisturizer, again, you're putting it on this tiny plastic face. Moisturizer and products don't penetrate their skin, so don't use a ton of moisturizer, or else you're just gonna have it all sitting on top of her. So that'll do. You don't need a lot.
And during these parts, like the exfoliation and the mask, are they going individually or is this being done as a group?
All of these are separate. So when I step forward and when I read those instructions, those are all separate instructions. So you wait for those instructions.
Oh no, I meant like, will the instructor come to you? Like, or will she be
No.
watching the group? Or is she gonna come
Yeah,
stand
she'll
beside
watch with a group unless they're individual. So after you put on your moisturizer, sanitize, and step back. So the individual one is only the tweezing and soft wax. And then they said that they changed blood spill to be as a group, but when I tested and when all of my students have tested, it's only been individual still. So they'll still come up to you individually for blood spill. Okay, so at this point you step back and then they're going to talk to you about makeup. Yeah. Alright. I don't even know what accent to use.
Wait.
Alright,
Do a
you
hairstyle.
will apply facial makeup. I'm doing Jenna. Okay. You are expected to brace when working around the eye and mouth areas. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate you finished. You may begin. So for this, we're going to step forward and we're going to sanitize and we're just going to clear out this whole area. I don't want to work with all this stuff already over here when I'm about to dump a whole bag on this table.
Because you'll get confused, yeah.
Right. So I'm just going to take all of these and put them in here. Take my wax pot. You notice we didn't throw the wax pot away because this would be like simulating a full wax pot. So I'm gonna take these and put it in here, and then all these single-use items, you can just toss them out. Don't put them in your implements container. Then we're gonna sanitize our hands because we've just been touching our soiled implements container. And we're gonna take our makeup bag and dump it out. Okay, so for skateboard makeup, you have to do it in a specific order. So if you don't follow the order, you don't get the biscuit. Okay, so you're gonna do face, eyes, then lips. So we're gonna start out foundation, which goes on with a sponge. You're gonna have translucent powder, which goes on with a cotton pad. Then you're gonna finish the face with blush, which also goes on with a cotton pad. Then we're going to brush the eyebrows out with a spoolie. Then we're gonna put on eyeshadow. Then we're gonna put on eyeliner. Then we're gonna put on mascara. Then we're gonna put on lip liner. And then we're gonna put on lipstick.
How long does all this practicalness take?
It depends on the people in your class. Can someone grab me a Q-tip?
Can I have an ish? I need to know.
Well,
Mine
this
took
is
like,
already, she's almost at an hour right now.
Yeah.
She's at 50 minutes. She's been going.
yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So in state board, it just depends on the laggers in your
Right.
class. So if you have that one person who's taking 10 minutes
Oh my
for
God.
everything, then you have to wait for them.
Pick it down under the table.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So you're gonna put on your lipstick with a Q-tip.
Sorry.
Alright, so then I'm just gonna sanitize again.
That will be in the kit.
Yeah, it'll be a lip brush probably in your kit. So we're gonna take our foundation and put it on the back of our hand, and you see I'm not using a lot. Like when you guys put a ton of foundation, you're gonna have to try and rub all that foundation into the skin. At this point, most of my sponge is gonna suck up this foundation, and I'm gonna just be kind of like blotting it off. Yeah, so I just kind of dot it around the face, because you can see the color match on this is great. And then I'm just gonna kind of like rub it in as much as possible, like to try and get rid of it. This foundation is also like super old and expired, so the ones that you guys use are gonna be like the LA Colors one from the dollar store that like rub in really easily. But you see, I'm just trying to like rub in as much as I can, pretending like I'm covering her face in foundation. Make sure to get her jawline. We don't want any lines of demarcation, girl. Alright, and then so when I'm done with that, I'm going to wipe the excess off my hand because I don't want it there, and throw it away. Then we move on to powder. Powder on your cotton pad. Kind of rub it in and then turn it over and flick any excess off because, I mean, there's going to be a lot. Then you just kind of rub that in as well without making her look like a cocaine user. And that's good. And then blush. And you notice I'm using the product and then closing it and setting it down. None of this using it and then holding it right by the face. You have to close it. So this fabulous blush color we're going to use. You can rip your cottons in half to make it easier for you to put it on each cheek, and then just kind of blot it on and then rub it in. And remember, if you use a little bit, the colors are really potent, so kind of rub that on.
Hello.
Hi. Alright, and then we're going to go with the eyebrows. We'll be done in about 10 minutes.
That's fine.
And then we're going to go with brushing the eyebrows. So when you're working around the eye and mouth areas, you're going to have 2 points of contact on the face. So one is holding the head, and one, your pinky is going to anchor your hand to be able to steady it. So I'm just laying my pinky down and brushing up. When I move to the other eyebrow, I just still use my pinky. This is my second point of contact. and then just brush the eyebrow. And then toss that. And then we're going to move on to eyeshadow. Pick whatever color you want. Darker, the easier for them to see, the better. You're going to have a sponge tip applicator. Just get both sides of it with eyeshadow. If it's a double-headed one, don't get both sides of it because you're going to be holding it. Just get both sides on one tip covered. So we're going to go with this nice brown color. And then I just tap mine off a little because I don't want fallout on the face. Close it, set it down. Again, I'm working around the eye area, so I'm going to set my pinky down and just kind of rub that in. Make her look real nice. You don't have to use more than one color if you don't want to. And you
Sephora.
see, I use 3.
Smoky eyeliner.
And so you still see my pinkies on. It feels weird, honestly. It's gonna feel really weird when you have to leave your pinky on here, but it's gonna make you pass. So
It would be the worst makeup job I've ever done.
I know, it really will be. Okay, so then we throw that out, and then we're gonna move on to mascara. Oh no, we're gonna move on to eyeliner. So it's already sharpened. If your tip breaks, that's the only time that you have to sharpen it. You don't have to sharpen before. So we're going to go ahead and do eyeliner. You could do it on the top or the bottom. You don't have to do both. You don't have to give it a winged eyeliner like Jackie has on right now. So you just literally put this pencil. There is a groove in these eyes. So yeah, it's going to be real easy. Close it, and then we're going to move on to mascara. So we're going to actually dip the mascara in there, close it.
No
and
double
then,
dipping.
No double dipping. You're going to use this same spoolie on both eyes. So we're just going to pretend, because she has no eyelashes. So we're just going to pretend, and then we're going to toss that.
So we don't have to put falsies on them or anything like that?
After.
Oh.
Eyelash enhancement comes after.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we're going to put on lip liner. So we're going to do same. We're working around the mouth area, so we need 2 points of contact on the face. Hold her head, use your pinky to steady. And if you're not good at coloring inside the lines, just work in really small strokes. Because you don't want it, we're not giving her Kylie Jenner lips, we're not doing ombre lips, we're not over drying, we're not doing anything other than lining her lips, her actual lip line.
She be looking all good and stuff.
She
ready
cute,
for a
she
party.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna apply the lipstick. Same thing, 2 points of contact.
Why is the sharpener there?
Because if your pencil breaks. Throw that away, sanitize and step back. Typically at that point you'll have a ton of time left. If you have time left, you can put all this stuff in your soiled implements container. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, so now we're gonna do eyelash enhancement.
Is this the last step?
Other than blood spill, but this is like your last like bag step. Okay, so you'll apply eyelash enhancement. You are expected to brace when working around the eyes. You will add a complete eyelash band to the full length of the lash line of both eyes. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section, and you will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Please step back to indicate you have finished. You may begin.
So you're
So-
gonna have a book, literally, with like.
Yeah,
Okay.
with what they're saying. This book
Okay.
has what they're grading you on. You're not going to have that
Okay.
at the test. So we're going to go ahead and get our we're going to go ahead and step forward and sanitize. Then we're going to grab our eyelash enhancement bag and just dump it out again. Put that in your trash. Okay, so very first thing I'm gonna do is open my eyelashes, and I'm gonna brush any debris off of them over the trash can.
But they're brand new. Why would you have any to break?
So just brush them off. And then I'll take my glue and set it on, put a little dollop on the lid of my eyelash case to help it start getting tacky while I'm measuring and cutting my eyelashes. So you're gonna wanna start off and remove the eyelashes. And we're gonna, too small. Pretend to cut them. Set it back. Get your other one.
So you don't actually cut them.
No.
Okay.
And cut it from the right side of it. You want to put it on, like you're cutting from the ends of the eyelash, not the beginnings. Cut it from the right side. You have tweezers in your eyelash case. The only time you are to use your tweezers is when you put your eyelashes on, if you need them to use them to push it into that groove. You're not putting the open side of the tweezers near the eyelash. Don't grab your eyelash and try and put it on with the tweezers. You're literally using it just to like smash it in if you need it.
The back of it, you're saying.
The butt of it. Okay, so now you have 2 toothpicks in here. I'm going to take some of that glue. And your lashes will be brand new, so there's already that sticky adhesive if you've ever worn eyelashes on it. So that helps a lot. So you just get a really thin layer of glue. And then we're working around the eye area, so we have to have 2 points of contact. So both of your pinkies are gonna be down on this doll head when you're trying to put these lashes on. So it kind of looks something like this. And the glue is black, so it kind of helps in hiding any like mistake. So then we take the other eyelash, and these eyelashes are both for the same eye, so they're gonna be on backwards, or they're gonna be on this one.
Is that typical?
No, this.
Oh, it's just today.
Yeah.
A janky kid.
Yeah. So remember, 2 points of contact on the face, and you're just putting it into that groove. So it's not that hard if you let your glue get tacky. It's if your glue's wet, it's gonna be harder for you to adhere them. So then we can go ahead and toss this, and then we're gonna take our spoolie that we had from when we brushed out our lashes, and we're gonna pretend to brush your eyelashes. Because if you actually brush them, you run the risk of it actually
Lifting it.
falling
Yeah.
off. So you're just gonna be like, okay, we're working around the eye area again, so 1 point of contact, 2 point of contact. Brush them out. Girl, they look so good. And then I still have time left, theoretically, so I'm going to just like put away this stuff because I don't want it all in my way for the next section. Then I'm going to sanitize and step back. And so that's pretty much the end. The only thing left you guys have to do is blood spill. So, blood spill. You will demonstrate the blood exposure procedure. You will imagine the following scenario. During a service, your client has sustained a minor cut to the forehead. The injury is such that you can continue with the service. You have not come in contact with the blood and your work area has not been contaminated. You are expected to demonstrate the proper procedure for a blood exposure. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. Do not remove the materials from the first aid kit until you are instructed by the examiner to begin the procedure. This is an untimed section. You will be instructed individually by the examiner to demonstrate the blood exposure procedure. Do not begin until you are instructed to do so by the examiner. And then she'll say, please demonstrate the blood exposure procedure for the scenario. So first thing you do, you sanitize. We're gonna get our sanitize.
So this is an individualized again.
Yeah.
So that's why they said to wait until she's in front of you so
Right.
you begin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you're gonna get your first aid kit out. Yeah. And then you're gonna take your biohazard bag out and you're gonna wanna open it up to make it easy to put all your stuff in. But you wanna refrain from like shoving your hand inside of them. So open that up.
Like a popcorn bag.
Yeah. Take your blood take your gloves, put those on. Sanitize. Then we're gonna take our alcohol pad, our alcohol prep pad. Everything in this section goes in your biohazard bag. Everything. So we're gonna take it out. This goes where?
Biohazard bag.
There you go. Not in your trash can. And you're not shoving your hand in there to put it in. You're just kind of like
So you really gotta
Slipping it
like
in.
breathe and go slow
yeah.
and pay the okay.
Yeah. So then we're gonna take this on her forehead. Sorry, girl, I don't know how that happened.
Just consider it a little
Then
bit
where does
chest.
this go?
Biohazard.
There you go. Okay, so now we're gonna open our
You
Band-Aid.
gonna put a Band-Aid on her forehead?
Yep, she's walking out of here going to prom with a Band-Aid on. Where does this go?
Biohazard bag.
Okay, only take one or none of these little flaps off. You're wearing gloves, they're gonna stick to your fingers and you'll be like, and I see it all the time. So just open it like you
They're
would.
gonna be okay with that?
Like so, yeah. And put it where you use
Understood.
your alcohol wipe. Don't
Okay.
use your alcohol wipe over here and then put the Band-Aid over
Okay.
here. So where do these go?
Biohazard.
Okay, so this is the end of your service. Don't forget to take your gloves off. When you take your glove off, you're going to want to take one off, grip it in one of your hands, and then take your other one off, and then put it in your biohazard bag. And then zip it, trash it, sanitize, and then sit back.
And send that bitch on her way.
And that's it. And then she'll say that that's the end of the exam, and then you just like throw everything into the exam. My class, so my group, they were all sanitizing their desks, and then I was like, oh shit, do I have to sanitize? So then I like leave one paper towel out and your disinfectant, but throw everything else back in here. Your trash goes in here, everything. Put it back
That
in.
whole trash bag?
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. You don't want to leave anything there, and then you leave, and then you return your kit,
Wait,
and
so
then
with the one paper towel and do you sanitize after
Yeah.
everything's back in?
yeah. So you put everything in. You're just like,
Wipe it up and then throw that in the bag.
and then you
Peace
just
out.
like, yeah.
Okay.
And then also, when you guys are there, most schools teach Stayboard differently. People aren't going to be setting up like you guys in most case scenarios. So
Just look at your own stuff.
yeah, so just pay attention to yourself. We have a 98% pass rate. You're gonna pass if you do it like this, you know. Don't worry about, some people have like 3 brown bags, all labeled differently, boxes of tissues everywhere, set up each of their individual things all over their counters on a different SMA, cover it, like, it's a lot. So just pay attention to what you're doing
And you'll pass.
and you're gonna pass.
Okay.
All right, and do it with confidence so your proctor doesn't even think to look at you. Because one of the old instructors who worked here, she had my proctor, Shayla, and failed her first time. One of the day students had a proctor named the same proctor named Shayla, and failed because she was so nervous. She was making herself so nervous and second guessing herself. And then one of my students just had that proctor and failed because she let her get to her and make her nervous and start second guessing. So it's when you start second guessing yourself, you start doing things wrong. I had Shayla, and she was nice as hell to me. She smiled at me when I sat down. Like, she was really awesome. So it's all, if you do it with confidence, they're not gonna look at you and be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing.
Feels like a deer in headlights, huh?
Yeah, if you're just like, like looking at everybody like, okay, we're sanitizing now.
Right.
Okay, we're doing Tapotement now.
Right.
You know? They'd be like, what is this girl
So
on?
mind your own business and do your thing.
Yeah, and you'll be fine. All right,
Thank
let's
you.
skateboard.
Ashley,
Woo!
great job.
Yeah. No pictures, no pictures.
Oh, and Jesus.